Welcome to You Know Something with Dena
Hey, look, I'm just here to entertain, inform, and keep this crazy train on track.
and Tia.
Me, unlike your live wire that is liable to go shoo-boom.
They're like your cool aunts.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Fun,
I can't believe you even brought that up. That is so fun.
informative,
It's impossible to dust potpourris.
You can't.
sometimes serious.
Dena, sweet child. I am almost stunned. I mean, I'm being really serious.
But most of the time, not so much.
A caca. I mean, you're caca and you're caca. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Ladies, let's go.
Hello, welcome to You Know Something with Dena and Tia. I'm Dena.
And I'm Tia, and today is June 19th, 2024.
Hey, I toned the opening down a little bit, so I think I'm starting to hurt my vocal cords.
Okay, I'm glad. Because sometimes it pierces my ear.
Yeah, I think it hurts dogs' ears.
Oh.
There's always dogs gathered outside the door when we come out.
Help! Help!
All right, welcome everyone. If this is your first time listening, this is You Know Something. And we have 2 podcasts a week. We have You Know Something every Wednesday where we talk about a different topic, me and my bestie Tia. And then on Sundays, we have Giggles and Gratitude, where we talk about things that happened during our week, things that made us giggle, things we're grateful for. Tia has devotions or thoughts, inspirational thoughts that she shared. There's really no rules on that day.
Right.
It's just kind of our Sunday, a day
Yes.
of relaxation and
Fun day Sunday.
There you go.
See?
Yeah. And we hope you'll join us for both of those. But today is You Know Something, and Tia normally doesn't know the topic. We do have reoccurring themes. Today is a reoccurring theme, but Tia doesn't know that we're doing a reoccurring theme. So there's an element of surprise because you didn't know.
No, I didn't.
Okay. We have a reoccurring theme show called X-Tremely Trendy, where we open up Twitter, because it's now called X, and look at the trending topics and discuss. But Tia, today I looked at them before I left here just to see what was going on. It's all so dark. Politics, war, anger, just awfulness. I just didn't want to go there. So I tried Google trending topics, because Google's sounds funner, doesn't it? Google is just fun. So we could call this Great Googly-Moogly, I was thinking. We haven't tossed that around beforehand, so I mean, it's a corporate decision. What do you think?
I don't know. Did you not just see me bow my head and just, wow?
Well, I didn't know if it was in awe of what I had come up with.
No, I don't. Wow. Okay, so you do have topics that are trending on Google.
Yes, I checked them about an hour ago.
Okay.
I hit the little G on Google and it'll show you what's trending. And they're more fun. I think we can talk about them. You know, it's mostly celebrity stuff, really, that pops up on Google. Whereas, like I say, with baseball, the great baseball tournaments going on right now, it was all sports, politics, and war, and just people yelling at each other on X, which kind of typical for Twitter, but Google's a little more fun. So we're going to go there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So the first topic is Bennifer. What are we going to do about Bennifer? J-Lo and Ben.
Well, I'm going to just be real honest.
Okay. I would expect nothing
I
else.
just don't think that she can ever stay married.
We're going to analyze that. We don't want to judge or talk ugly about people. That's why it's frustrating to do popular topics. But I think we can do it in a helpful way, in a kind way, and with our thoughts that are maybe different from other people who are trying to sensationalize stories. To me, any struggling relationships is a sad thing. It's not a fun thing to peek at and make fun of and criticize. It's a sad, even when it's celebrities who maybe don't take relationships as seriously as us civilians do. What do you think?
Civilians are civilians as well.
I know, but they're different.
No, they're really
We're
not.
the little people.
They're the same as we are. They just
Have a lot of money.
have a whole lot of money. But I just think it's sad because I kind of got really excited when they got back together. I really did. And then I was actually floored when they put the house that they looked for, like, for months on the market.
Yeah. I'm wondering, could that be, let's play devil's advocate, could that be somebody offered them a lot of money and they were like, we just can't turn this down? Or maybe Ben says, this is just too much house for us. The kids are, his kids, I assume, live with Jennifer Garner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jennifer's kids are getting older. They're teenagers now. So maybe they'll be going off to college and maybe that's just too much house. Don't you feel like Ben is the more laid back, not as comfortable with the celebrity, doesn't want attention, and she is proud of what she created it from nothing, what she has, and loves the lush life and loves to say, look at this house I got. They're so opposite in my mind.
Yeah, I do think that Ben just lays low. He really does. Do you know I've talked to him on the phone?
Ben Affleck?
Yes.
What?
I promise to you. It's been years and years and years ago, and one of a friend of mine was in Las Vegas and ran into him and got him on the phone, and so he talked to three of us.
What? Cool.
And he was just as down to earth, and I said, I bet this is crazy for you having to pass the phone around to all of these people. And he said, oh, it's great. How you doing? Da, da, da. It was very, very nice. Extremely nice.
How could you have never told me this?
I don't know, because I don't think that, have we...
It doesn't come up in conversation, does it?
No. When have we been walking around and I'm like, hey, let's talk about Ben Affleck.
Talk to him once. So that he was known to have a gambling issue. I think he said it himself. Alcohol and gambling combined was bad for him financially. So that was probably, if he was in Vegas, that was, when did you say you thought that was?
Oh, honey, it's been, I don't know, 16.
Okay, so
Maybe.
He would have been with Jennifer Garner at that time, or possibly even before. Was that in between?
He had just broken up with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
That's
okay.
when it was.
Okay. That would have been like 20-something years
Okay,
ago.
well, see.
I'm going to look at her timeline here.
Please do not ask me, like, now exactly when was that?
Yeah. So you wouldn't be good on a witness stand, would you?
Oh, if it was like if I'd seen something and it was going to be convicted of murder or something, I'd remember the buttons on her shirt.
So you would be a good witness like that. Oh,
But
I'm not.
don't ask me about Tom.
Yeah, like, what were you doing on the night of July 12th, 1997? How do people do that? Anyway, I'm off topic. It always amazes me when they expect you to know what you were doing.
I think that's crazy.
It is. It's insane. All right, so Jennifer, let me just say, right now it's popular to hate on Jennifer Lopez right now. She's everywhere you look, and maybe that's her fault, maybe it's not. Does she call the paparazzi before she leaves the restaurant with him? Because how do they know? Do they just stalk her all day long? And then she had the documentary and the music video, which I watched. It was a documentary about making this music, kind of a video for an album that she released. It was very self-indulgent about her love life. She has to assume everybody's very interested in her breakups and her love life. That I'm going to make a documentary about the making of a music video about my love life.
Right.
Which, and she couldn't get the funding for it. It was going to be $20 million. So I enjoyed watching the documentary about the making of the video because it was her and Ben behind the scenes, kind of them interacting. And of course, he didn't want to be on it much and had that sour look on his face like he does. But she really, really loves him. and has loved him since they broke up. You know, she's gone through the motions of other relationships. And let me just quickly, she was married to Ohani Noah, who was a waiter from 1997 to 1998. And they broke up, but they remained friendly until J-Lo hired him to manage a Cuban restaurant she opened, and then she fired him 6 months later, and that didn't go over well. So he threatened to release their honeymoon tapes, romantic tapes.
Wow.
I know. And she had to sue him, and he was going to write a book about their relationship, and she had to sue him for that. So it just turned really, really ugly. So 97, 98. 99, Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, to 2001, and she found out he cheated on her. And she said that really devastated her. And they remain friends now, though. 2001 to 2002, Chris Judd, who was a choreographer, and she said he was just so nice, and it was so refreshing to be with somebody who's just so normal, but he just wasn't marriage material. I don't know if that means like he was immature. I'm kind of reading between the lines. I loved Chris. I still love him. He's one of the best people. This wasn't easy to walk away from, but he didn't have what it takes to make marriage work. So I'm just thinking maybe he wasn't as driven as she was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could imagine a young, good-looking guy. I mean, Jennifer Lopez is, to me, one of the most beautiful women.
Oh, I think she's
Still.
stunning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's, you know, a multimillionaire, possibly a billionaire. I don't know, a multimillionaire for sure. I think a guy's going to think, I may not have to work anymore. You know, he's a dancer. You dance with her. They get married. Does he still have to go dance for her? But yeah, she wants somebody she can really respect.
Right.
And not be used. How would you ever know with all that money if somebody was into you for you or for the money, right?
Well, if you marry somebody that has about the same amount of money, then you...
Exactly. She has to have a peer
Right.
for that to work. And she's attracted to young, fun guys. I mean, you really can't have it both ways. 2002 to 2004 was Ben Affleck. I just always want to go, Affleck. I did it once. I won't do it again. They made a movie together, fell in love. Geely, which was a really bad movie. And then they were engaged. I mean, it was right up to the wedding almost. I think it was on, if I remember correctly, because I used to buy Inquirers and Star magazines. Whenever I went to the grocery store, I'd grab those two rags. I mean, I just did it like
Wow.
a Snickers bar. I know. And it was basically the bachelor party, like the night before. He just went out and just went buck wild. Went to dancing clubs, certain kind of dancing clubs, and just did not behave well. Like he was trying to blow it up. You know, this is my last minute. I'm going to just self-destruct this relationship. And so I think he just chickened out. You know, he just, you know, you have cold feet. And he went really buck wild, like I say. Then that was, that was 2002.
2004.
Okay. Then 2004 to 2011, she was married to Mark Anthony. Well, she met Mark Anthony in 2004. He had always, I can remember watching Rosie O'Donnell, and he had always had a crush on her. And so when they got together, Rosie said, I remember you've been wanting her forever. They met in 1998 on a Broadway show, and he said, you're going to be my wife one day. Well, that didn't last.
No.
He's a cheater, too. Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Well, he cheated too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So they broke up. But of course, they're raising kids together. 2011, 2016, Casper Smart, who was a backup dancer. And he cheated on her. Then she dabbled with Drake in 2016. 2017, Alex Rodriguez to 2021. They were engaged to get married, and they just backed out. They both backed out.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets back with Ben. So what did you notice about, as I read the dates and relationships? Did you observe anything?
Well, yeah. Everybody just cheated on her.
It's one thing.
Okay. See, I wonder, because sometimes, you know, some of them walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It's sometimes a duck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just, maybe
Affleck.
she's not marriage material.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm thinking. And I'm just saying that maybe she just always thinks the grass is greener on the other side, and who knows what goes on behind closed doors.
Mm.
I mean, I don't think it's ever right to cheat, but if there's a reason you cheat. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities. I think she's in love with love, because she did say that in her documentary. You know that feeling when you first dating someone?
Yeah.
It's almost like a high, you know?
Right.
It's like that, whatever is serotonin, whatever's released when you eat chocolate or whatever you love. It's just, whew, and then it's going to go away. It's going to wane eventually, and you get into real life and everyday stuff. And I think she doesn't like that part. And again, we're just making up stuff. This is just what I think could be happening. So she needs that fresh relationship. Now, cheating, like you say, cheating is not, but maybe she's like distance herself because like you're not, quote, worshiping like we did in our first part of our relationship. I don't feel that high. I don't feel that.
Well, if she's relying on somebody else to make her happy, then she will never be happy.
It's so strange
She
you say that.
has to be happy herself.
That was the conclusion of her documentary. I have to make myself happy. This is what I've learned. So she's saying she made herself happy before she got back together with Ben. And then I also think on the guy's side, they're in love with the idea of Jennifer Lopez. I mean, my goodness, who wouldn't be? But then when they get into the real day-to-day life too, it's not maybe what they bargained for. It's probably a lot of work, a lot of expectation on her part. She's got to be kind of a perfectionist to accomplish what she's accomplished. And how does she even have time for a relationship when she's doing all the things she does? And I feel like she wouldn't even have to do as much as she does, but she needs that. I don't know if it's the adoration or the accomplishment of constantly. Maybe guys think.
Maybe adoration is one of her love languages. So
Yeah.
that's what it may be. I don't know.
Guys are not going to adore you like they did when they first. It'd be nice if it could last, but it's not real life. So, now, I don't know that they're breaking up for sure. That's just rumors. And a lot of times rumors turn into the truth. There's a seed of truth there.
I really do think they're breaking up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because we're here to fix the world, what would be your advice to J-Lo and to Ben? Just assuming we know exactly what's going on in their lives. Suspend disbelief for a moment.
I just don't think that she's really, when she said, I've got to make myself happy, I think she truly needs to make herself happy before she ever tries to get into another relationship, period.
Yeah, because those dates, the one thing I was telling you, there's no space in between. Not one time was there even a whole year in between.
No.
Okay.
And that's just silly.
She can't be alone. And what about Ben? What would you say to Ben? Go back to Jennifer Garner?
I love them together.
I did too.
I really, but you know, Jennifer Garner is really, she seems to be really happy, and I just think she's just a great mom. Marriage to her, because even when they were divorced, she's always been there for Ben if he's gotten into trouble.
Yeah, you see those pictures of him in the back all passed out, and she's driving wherever he needs to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think she truly loves him. And I have heard, I don't know if it was her or someone else say, once you're with Ben Affleck in a relationship, it's hard to go to anyone else that you just fall in love, because he's very smart, very talented, obviously attractive. He just has some flaws. Like, I think alcohol was a flaw, gambling was a flaw. And I feel like he's licked those. I don't know if that's true or not. But I feel like he just likes a low-key life. And being with Jennifer Lopez, you're not going to have a low-key
No. But
life.
I think with Jennifer Garner, he would have.
I do too. But she's in a relationship now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I don't know if we fixed it, but guys, if you happen to be listening, Jennifer, go find happiness alone. Like, take 2 years.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. And Ben, maybe get with a woman who's not in the public eye. You know, get with somebody who's a business lady or whatever.
Well, like his buddy George Clooney did.
Yeah, he got with a lawyer. Somebody he
Yeah.
really respected. But, I mean, she's kind of in the public eye, too. But all right. I think we fixed that problem. American Idol. Tia, are you a watcher?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
She's nodding and saying no. Do you watch competition shows, don't you? Like music? You watch
I watch The Voice.
The Voice. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I kind of checked out of American Idol probably after I was looking at the winners here. Candace Glover, because they kept changing judges so much that I did watch it coincidentally when J-Lo was a judge. I thought she was a good judge. But Katy Perry has been a judge. It's been Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke. What's the country?
Bryan.
Luke Bryan. And Katy Perry is leaving this year. And people are speculating she left because it's renegotiated and they weren't paying her what she wanted. So she's going to go release an album and get back to her talent, her roots. And so now they're speculating who would be a good replacement for her.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you don't watch it, it's The Voice, and that's kind of the same. It's just a different kind of judging technique. Right. They flip the chairs around. Who's anybody come to mind that you think would be a good replacement for Katy Perry?
Not like Kelly Clarkson.
Well, that's what people want, and they've asked her to do. I mean, she's the first winner, so it just seems like a beautiful thing. Of course, now she has a talk show. She's very busy. But she has moved to her talk show to New York.
Right.
And she's with her kids. And she said, I just don't want to come back to California. And that's where American Idol is filmed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking other American Idol winners. I don't think Ruben Studdard. I think it needs to be a woman. You got two guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need female energy. I think Fantasia Barrino. Do you remember Fantasia? She won. When did you stop watching? Do you recall? She was third season winner.
I only watched it once.
You only watched the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, what about, Carrie Underwood?
Yes.
I think she's probably too big. Wouldn't that be a step down, would you think? What's going on with Carrie Underwood?
No.
You don't?
No. I mean, it would be the same difference of with Luke Bryan. I mean,
yeah, true, because he's a big country music star who's now judging. Yeah. Taylor Hicks. Jordan Sparks is very interested. I don't know if you know her. She's beautiful, statuesque singer, powerful voice. The fact that you don't know who she is means she probably shouldn't. It's not going to draw people to it if you don't know who she is.
I don't.
David Cook. Let's skip over the guys. Candace Glover. That's when I stopped watching. Maddie Pope. See, I don't even know these people. Lane Hardy. Just Sam. Just Sam is her name.
I don't know any of those people.
Isn't that funny? And the last winner was Abby Carter. Now, it used to be with American Idol, you knew the winner even if you didn't watch. I mean, because they were on everything. They were promoted. They had great songs that came out. So you were like, I don't watch American Idol, but I know who Carrie Underwood is, obviously.
Yes.
All these people. Clay Aiken. I mean, he didn't win it, but he came as runner-up. I just don't think it means that much anymore. I mean, my sister still watches it. She loves it. But I don't think... It used to be if you were an American Idol winner or a Voice winner, you had it made. I mean, you were famous and had a record contract. Now they just seem to shuffle them through. And what's a big Voice winner that you recall?
Well, let's see.
It's kind of making my point. But you enjoy the whole process. You enjoy watching.
I do, just because it's entertaining to me. I don't really watch it for the talent.
There you go.
I watch it for the judges.
Like the competition between them.
Well, I mean, because Reba, this was her first season.
Oh, okay.
And then they had Dan and Shay, and I loved it. I mean, it was just fun.
The last
John
time I watched...
Legend and Chance, the rapper.
Okay, Chance. Last time I watched it was, of course, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, and skinny boy with the black hair and beard, Adam.
Oh wow, that's
the last time I watched.
Ago.
Yeah, so I don't know. He left, and maybe Usher came and took his place, possibly.
Yeah,
they kind of rotate them out, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Except for the people that are there for the long haul, like Blake Shelton was. And now I think that Reba's going to be a kind of a fixture.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you feel like the chemistry's good right now? The chemistry of the judges is good?
Oh, God, yes. Reba's just funny. I mean, she really is funny.
And she knows what she's doing, too.
Yes. And John Legend is funny.
Very talented. Very talented. I don't think Jordan Sparks is a big enough name. They're looking towards Meghan Trainor.
I love her.
You think she'd be good?
Yeah, I think she's just fun and funny.
She was a big, big revelation, with her songs that came out. They were fun, had a little fun twist to them. And then I think she got married and had children. Or
Yes.
this would be kind of a comeback, maybe, in a way. They have numbers that celebrities, like if somebody's going to hire a talent, they have almost like a chart, like your Q number, I think it's called. And if you don't have a high Q number, we can't offer you very much money, or you're not going to help our show. So I just wonder where she falls on that.
Oh, wow.
People forget you so quickly, and something will just turn people off from you. And I'm not sure what Meghan Trainor's Q factor would be right now, but you like her.
I do. I really do.
John Bon Jovi. I still think it needs to be a female. Jelly Roll. I mean, he's riding too high to do that, I think. Jelly Roll.
He'd just get on there and preach.
That'd be good.
Oh,
That'd be good with me. So Jordan Sparks is interested. She tweeted about it. She said, "Hello, I'm over here." She's very talented. All right, so we'll see what happens. It could, I haven't watched it in forever, but depending on who they choose, it could flip me back. And I think maybe that's what I don't know if I'm their market, but I started out watching it.
I bet you anything that, like, when they're having executive meetings, they're going, wonder if Dena Thompson
what would Dena think?
What would Dena think? And how could we get her to watch us again?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
Nobody has an original thought or original feeling that a bunch of other people hadn't already had. So I'm in a group of audience that used to watch it, that stopped watching it. So I could represent that group.
I could be too.
Yeah, I think
considering that I watched one.
Exactly. They really lost you. Why did you remember? I know it's a long time ago. Why did you stop watching? You remember?
Because I think I had too many recorded shows.
Okay.
I'm not
You're too busy
kidding.
watching crime shows.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Well, nothing ever met the magic of that first season with Kelly Clarkson. She was just, all those, I'm going to say kids that were auditioning seemed so real and innocent and not experienced in the industry, and you hoped for them so much.
Right.
And they had a sob story, but
I don't think they seem so like that anymore.
no. And I feel like the judges already have been briefed on, you need to like this person because they've done this and this and this, and this, we can market them. I feel like it's not spontaneous and real anymore, which it's produced, which makes me sad.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's move on. I think I would watch it. I mean, definitely watch it if Carrie Underwood was on there, I think. So try to get her. I don't know how much she would cost, but give it a shot.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I'd say. Okay, Tia, this is off of celebrity news, but it was trending. Weight loss injections. Ozempic, Wegovy, and a lot of celebrities are admitting now to using, and I say admitting like it's a shameful thing, but when you see a star that has for years had weight issues that they talk about openly, I'm not criticizing their weight, they criticize their own weight, like Oprah, Tracy Morgan from starting Elon Musk, Amy Schumer, Sharon Osbourne, Kelly Clarkson, and Khloe Kardashian. I think most of the Kardashians probably. All of a sudden you see them getting to shrinking and you think, what is going on? And then, no, we're not doing that. And then they say we are, and it turns out they're being sponsored by these drug companies. If you say you do use us, then we'll pay you money. So they're like, it's worth it to admit it. What are your initial thoughts on it?
Okay. Ozempic is for blood sugar, correct?
Mounjaro and Ozempic are only approved for the treatment of type 2 diabetes in adults. It's not approved for weight loss. Therefore, you don't have to have a certain BMI index or certain weight to qualify for the medication. But there's a little tricky, manipulation going on where somebody may not have type 2 diabetes, but a doctor will prescribe you. If you're just wanting to lose weight and you don't have type 2 diabetes, people are getting Ozempic and they're getting Mounjaro, although it's not approved for that thing. So if you want to pay it out of pocket just because you want to lose weight, even though you don't have type 2 diabetes, then you can get it if you go to the right. There's ways around what it's approved for. But what they do is, I think, is they kind of take the drug that's for, you have to have type 2 diabetes. They find out it made you lose weight. There's a whole big market there. So they say, okay, we're going to repackage it and call it something else and get it approved for just weight loss. it's all kind of complicated. I was reading all of it, and it's, the drug industry's kind of icky,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot about money. And then you have people who truly do have health problems that are.
Okay, so do you have to continue to take it?
Yes. If you stop taking it, what they all do is suppress your appetite. They slow down your digestion. So if you eat something, it takes a long time for it to go through your system. So you feel full longer. You get a little nauseated. You don't eat as much. And that's why I think why you see these sunken faces. A lot of people who are losing weight so fast, they're not getting enough nutrition. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this is fact, but did you notice Kourtney Kardashian's father of her children? I don't think they ever married. Scott Disick. I don't know if you noticed how sunken his face looked, and he's lost a bunch of weight using one of those weight loss drugs.
Oh.
So, I mean, I feel like a quick fix is going to have consequences.
Okay, but you're going to gain the weight back, right?
Yeah, your appetite's going to go back to the way it was once you stop taking it. Now, can you take it on a long-term basis? The jury's out on whether or not you want to continue to do that for a long time. But there are side effects. Ozempic, possible thyroid tumors, including cancer, can cause problems with your gallbladder inflammation, swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. But if you think about any prescription you get, if you read the side effects, you're like, I'm not taking it.
I know.
I just throw the side effects away. I really do, that little sheet that comes with things when I know I have to take something.
Right.
So,
It's best not to know.
exactly. But the average weight loss is 15 to 20% of your body weight. So let's say you weighed 150, you lose 30 pounds in a year and a half. That doesn't sound any better than just cutting out ice cream or something. Doesn't that sound like a long time to you?
That sounds like entirely too long.
Yeah, that's like a pound a week, I think, if I did my math correctly, which you can do just by cutting out,
Yes.
carbs, sugars, carbs, things like that. But maybe you just don't have the willpower to do that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you are morbidly obese and you have type 2 diabetes, and they say it's going to fix it, if you can get in a healthy habit of eating less with the drug injection, and then maybe your body gets used to that habit. Because I think it's should we do something for like 2 weeks and you can form a habit, or is it 28 days? Or
No, I think it's like 28, 30 days, something like that.
So if you took it for a month, you might get in that habit of eating less. But I don't know that you're eating healthier. That's my thing. I worry about nutrition, whether or not you're getting enough nutrition. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Some other side effects include nausea, bloating, and diarrhea. That sounds fun.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
Sign me up. I have that already, and I'm not losing anything. Do you remember Fin?
Baby, yes, my friend that I went to high school with, she took it and actually had a stroke and had to learn how to talk again, walk again. I mean, she sued them, and she got a substantial amount. However, it doesn't really matter because she's now on disability. Because sometimes her speech is like perfect, but then sometimes but she laid there in her bed for like a day or 2 days.
With nobody knowing that?
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's horrible. Well, I remember Fin because there was a little market near my house, and this would have been in the 1990s, mid-1990s. And there was this guy who was just, he was big, really, really big. He was tall plus, I would say, morbidly obese. And he was miserable and knew that he was, and he had diabetes. And Fin came out, and he just shrunk. And he was so happy and excited. And then they stopped it. They
took it off the market.
Took it off the market, thank you.
Yes.
And he was just devastated. He said, this was saving my life. But at the same time, it was damaging people's hearts.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you actually can get Fin in certain cases on a very highly monitored way, but it's addictive. They found out it was addictive and was damaging to your blood vessels. So, yeah. So this is certainly a healthier alternative, what's out now. And, if I was morbidly obese, I'm going to take the chance. I'm not judging anybody who does it, but you know what you should eat, you know that you should move, but it's tough to stick with something. A quick little magic pill is hard to, or magic injection.
Exactly.
It's hard to deny, but I feel like, and they said that slowing down your digestion can really damage your body because it can't. You're going to get blockages and damage your organs and things like that. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying all this allegedly. So I'm just wondering if in the future this is going to be one of those class action lawsuits.
We'll have a lot of them.
Do you think celebrities have a responsibility when they speak out and say they're, and I think that's probably why they wait so long before they say it, because they don't want responsibility if it hurts somebody, somebody has damage. You think they have a responsibility to watch what they do more than, say, like you and I, Joe Schmo?
Well, no, it's just going to be known if they do it.
Yeah. I mean, they have influence.
They do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the way you put it, I guess us commoners.
What would you like to call us?
I don't know, because I think we're all the same. But, I mean, they're in the public eye, and I just think that all of us should be smart enough to do our own research about what we put in our bodies or what we use because some celebrity is using it.
Yeah. The fact that the Ozempic does not require a certain BMI index, weight, I think it's one that's being used for people who, I'm trying to be very careful what I say, need to lose 20 pounds quick, like to go on a cruise or whatever, and I feel like that's abuse.
Okay, I have a friend that is actually taken Ozempic, and I think that I said, why are you taking this? Because I don't think she needs to lose weight, period.
Yeah. And let me stop you just to say, I don't like it when other people tell me, they can't see you without your clothes on. And they don't know what you're used to feeling inside. And you and I both know when we're not feeling our best or doing our best or eating our best. And I'm not talking about just looks, I'm talking about health-wise. We're not in a good, healthy routine. So I'd hate for people to say that to me, but you're looking at her thinking,
but, I mean,
you got 5 pounds.
She was, physically nauseated. And to the point where they had to leave the house because they were watching the ball game. And
she was getting sick from eating.
No, she didn't eat. She just had so much like acid reflux that was coming up, and she said, I'm sorry. She said, we've got to go home. And so they went home.
That's kind of scary.
Yes.
Yeah. People who have like the stomach bypass, they can't eat very much, they get
right.
It's the same thing.
But the thing, I think that, especially for major obese people, I think that's a great way. However, the weight can come back on.
Yeah, you can work through that. You can stretch it back out.
Yes. Like Al Roker, remember? He
had bad knees, so he needed to lose weight to have knee surgery.
And and he was like the incredible shrinking man.
I was just about to say that.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, his suits were all baggy on, and his face was kind of, if you lose weight fast, things are going to sag.
Right.
It's just going to happen. And sometimes it's a trade-off, and you can have, like, skin lift surgery and all that, but are you going to say, I haven't watched a Today Show in forever. Has he gained it back?
I haven't either.
Okay. I didn't know if maybe he had.
I just remember, this is, I guess when Greg and I first got married, we used to watch the Today Show, and Greg would always say, don't you think, this is horrible.
Maybe you shouldn't say it.
He said, don't you think that Al always looks like he needs to use the potty?
The expression on his face?
Yes. And I just thought.
I never thought of
And then all of a sudden, then it was just like the incredible shrinking man.
It seems to happen so fast.
It really wasn't, but it seemed like it was. Because, it's just like you're watching him do the weather, and then all of a sudden, it's like half the man he was,
I know. Maybe I didn't watch it for a while, and then I went back and like, who's that?
Who is that?
Yeah.
I know.
And I remember when Oprah lost all that, I don't know if you recall, years ago, she brought out a wagon full of how much, think was it 50 pounds of fat, like.
Ugh.
And I don't know what she had done then. I don't know if it was just strictly diet and exercise. I think it was. She went on.
She said she was just starving herself.
Oh, shoot. That's not good. Her
No.
face looked, she's so beautiful. Her face looked haggard, saggy.
Yes.
And if you're starving yourself, you're not getting nutrition that your skin needs, your hair needs. Your hair gets thinner, you get sallow, you lose the perkiness of your face, the suppleness of your face. But I will say Oprah looks the best I've ever seen her look. And I don't know how old she is. She's got to be like, what, 65, 70 maybe? I'm going to Google it real fast. But, I mean, she could have had work done to her face, but she's fit and her face looks...
Well...
Okay, what?
Now you know that black don't crack.
That's true. That's true.
So,
but, I mean,
I'm
I have
just
seen her look
telling you
saggy.
that, I mean, black women and black men really do, and Asian, they've got the most beautiful skin, especially as they get older.
Yeah, there's a whole thing called Korean skincare that my niece is doing, and it's really helping her skin. She looks great. So everybody but white.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying.
What we do is we just get old and haggard.
Okay.
It's what we do.
We're little prune women.
Well,
All right,
but
she's
we're
70.
commoners.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know.
Common prune faces.
Except, wait a minute. Dolly.
Yeah. She's tiny. She's so tiny.
She's so tiny, but she's so stinking beautiful.
She is.
I mean, she doesn't, because she's openly admits she has work done, and she
constantly.
likes to have work done.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look it. I mean...
She still looks like Dolly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, she looks better than...
She was better than Dolly.
She looks better than Dolly.
Dolly
I mean,
2.0.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. All right. So let's conclude the conversation about the weight loss. My opinion is listen to your doctor. Try. I mean, it's kind of simplistic, but try the healthy eating and the moving and see if you can get to where you want to be. I mean, obviously, people are yelling at me saying, I tried that, Dena. That's why I'm here injecting myself every week or every day, even with weight loss stuff, because I cannot. It doesn't work for me. So I would say if you haven't given it not temporarily, but a lifetime commitment to eating the best you can on that day and moving, even if it's just a little, see if that works for you first. What about you? How do you want to leave it? I don't want to judge people, but it scares me.
Well, I'm in total agreement with you. I mean, I know that my doctor there's no way he would give me like Ozempic.
Yeah.
Unless I had type 2 diabetes.
Right.
Period.
Right. I've even heard of people being close to being in type 2, and then they go and eat horribly, try to gain that extra weight so they can actually qualify insurance-wise.
Get out.
Because insurance will pay for it if it's for weight loss. I mean, not if it's for type 2 diabetes, but not for weight loss. So, the doctor's like, well, you're pretty close to type 2. We'll check it again. I mean, it's scary to think about what, I'm not accusing all doctors, obviously. Like you said, your doctor wouldn't do it. There are some doctors who will do it for the kickback from I'm not going to use a brand name because I don't know, from a weight loss drug, we'll say.
Right.
If you can get these many prescriptions in this amount of time, it's an ugly business sometimes. So, I mean, just proceed cautiously and do what works for you. I'm just scared of the future, what the future holds as far as side effects and class action lawsuits, because we've seen it over and over again. We've lived long enough to know.
Yes.
And a lot of times class action lawsuits, the lawyers make all the money, and then whatever's left gets divided by millions of people, and you get...
Right, and you get $1.50.
Maybe
Congratulations. Don't spend it all in one place.
No, have your gallbladder taken out. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Have your gallbladder taken out.
And you get $1.55. All right. Finally, Tia. Sharks. What all do you know about the latest shark attacks? I don't want to bore you with
Well, my friend Kim was just there. And I double dog dared her. I said, you better not get in the water. And I mean it. She sent me a video of there was a helicopter that was taking pictures. I'm not kidding. Like the water, if I was in the ocean, it would probably be to my knees, and the sharks are right there.
Yep.
And I mean, that's scary.
Yeah. The largest amount of shark attacks are in 6 to 10. Let's see. Was it 2 to 6 feet of water? It's on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Put it that way. You feel like you're safe wading up to your knees, but that's where they come to feed on the fish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because out in the big ocean deep, it's hard to find the fish.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what was she on the Gulf Coast or Atlantic Coast? Do you know?
Well, she was in Panama, Destin.
Okay, so she's on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Gulf Coast is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
The water is extremely warm there right now. And, you feel like there's a lot more shark attacks right now, that sharks are being more aggressive. But according to the little bit of research I did, it's not true. It's just this is a time when so many people are in the water. The warm weather, people are going to the beach, obviously, but they're getting in the water because it's very hot on the beach. The water is warmer there, so the fish don't have to go out and try to find warm water.
Mm-hmm.
They can stay. They said that, let me read this correctly because I don't want to give wrong information. Let's just see. Are there more sharks? There have been approximately, I think we covered this on our Animals Attack show.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go back in wildlife. There have been 1,632 unprovoked shark bites in the U.S. since 1837. So overall, sharks, I think, were our least dangerous animal, if I remember correctly. It's just the scariest. According to Shark Attack File, the most attacks, 928, occurred in Florida. Kim, that's largely because of the state's 1,350-mile coastline. So that's the largest in the United States coastline. So it's going to attract, and you attract middle East Coast people rather than going out to the West Coast. So that's why Florida has more people coming to the beach to get in the water. The 3 top sharks that attack the most are white sharks, tiger sharks, and bull sharks. But technically, shark bites have decreased, according to Gavin Naylor, head of a research program. This year has been very, very low, but it's starting to tick up now. When the warm weather comes, it brings more people to the water, so the chance of attacks increase. The sharks aren't necessarily trying to bite a person. There's just some splashing there and something's there, so they're going to taste it. Mm-hmm. And tasting to you can mean you lose your leg. Just have a little taste. He said there's really nothing to fear, that there's not more, but the Gulf Coast is more prevalent.
I wouldn't be getting in the water. News for you.
Yeah, I used to get into my mid-thigh thinking, I get hot and I'd walk out thinking I was safe, have a little drink, just wade around. But it's really not the safe place to be. But I wouldn't stop. They're saying don't stop going to the water because it's very, very rare. It just so happened. I think that might have been a holiday weekend where, the girl and her mother and the girl were attacked. She had quite a bit of damage to her arm. Nobody passed away, but so it's really not on the rise. And the video I saw of all the sharks from the helicopter, there's like thousands of them, is just making the news because it's a popular topic right now. I think that usually happens.
Okay, well, they were calling people, the lifeguards made people get out of the water.
Yeah, but I recall that happened. We used to go to Daytona Beach when I was young, and almost every day we'd have to come in for a little bit. He'd start whistling and come back in. I spotted a shark. Not 1,000 sharks, but a shark.
Oh.
Sharks are most active during dusk, so go during the day. It also said, and I've heard, the sharks mistake you for seals. Is what they like. Good old juicy seal meat. Fatty seal meat. And when you're wearing like gray and black and things like that, they can't really distinguish what you are. But this says that they're more attracted to fluorescent colors. Like they see it pops out, and they're like, what's this over here? So I don't know what you're supposed to wear, but just not get in the water. Is that your answer?
Well, yeah. I'm still sticking to it. I'm just saying no.
Okay, and here's a little chart too. I'll put it in our show notes on our website. This is 2012 to 2024. Of course, we won't even count 2024 since it hadn't happened, but you can see it's actually gone down. So don't be fearful.
Okay. I'm still not going in the ocean. I don't care what your chart says.
Dena says don't be fearful. Tia says don't go in the water. One thing's for sure, if you don't go in the water, you're not going to get eaten by a shark. There's no land sharks.
That's exactly right.
So that you heard from us. We're the experts. Let's see if there's anything else
on nothing.
on absolutely nothing.
No, on absolutely nothing.
On miscellaneous. Says there's safety in numbers, stay in a group. That didn't work for that daughter and the mother and the
No.
other person. Avoid being in the water at night, at dawn, or at dusk. That's only because you can't see the sharks. The sharks can still see you.
Okay. I'm just telling you again that they kept calling me, and they were out in midday.
That's true.
Okay.
So far, these tips are the exact opposite of what happened.
Yeah,
What
so
happened
I
was-
think that those people don't really know what they're talking about.
Do you think this is like Jaws, the movie Jaws, and these people work for the tourist board? They're like, don't be afraid. Come back to the beach.
I do. I really do.
It's time for the festival. We can't have not people out here. Hide the body.
It's almost July 4th.
Hide the torsos. And hire some people to come kill the shark.
Yeah.
He also said that because of COVID, although you would think being on the beach out in the wide open space would be okay, it was not okay, and you were not allowed to get on the beach. You had to wear a mask on the beach. People are now feeling like they can travel again and come back out, and even come from other countries to Florida.
Right.
So you've got more people. Sharks are going to bump into you and like, oh, excuse me. Let's see how you taste. That kind of thing. So
There's that.
don't go in if you're bleeding, Tia.
I'm not going in. I don't know.
If Aunt Flo is visiting you, don't go in. It does say that here. Don't wear shiny jewelry. Avoid feeding frenzies. If you see splashing, that's a bunch of school of fish. You do not want to stand in the middle of a bunch of school of fish. Don't splash a lot.
Oh,
Don't panic. That's the most important one. Don't panic. Evacuate swiftly, but don't panic. I'm panicking. I'm sorry. And don't provoke sharks. Don't poke the shark. That's the final one. So you got it. Okay.
And who was the genius that wrote this?
Well, outdoorgulfcoast.com.
Okay.
I'll include that link. I'll include all links on there.
Oh, please do, because
Okay, so let's recap. Biddifer, Jennifer, love yourself, honey. You've got so much to love about yourself. You don't need to be in a relationship to be happy.
right.
Now, this is just me telling you what to do. This is your Aunt Dena saying, honey, be alone. Just for a while.
Yeah.
Be alone. Unless it's going to work out with Ben. I hope it works out. Because I'm kind of like you. I was like, because don't we all have, well, no, we don't, but have that old love that you think about. You know, I think when Facebook came out, this is kind of off topic, but a lot of marriages broke up because people were able to connect with their old high school sweethearts, their old work colleagues, and you had that nostalgic feeling. I mean, obviously you didn't. You had that old, but I know for a fact, several friends of mine got back together with their old high school sweethearts because maybe they had gotten divorced and they were like, I want to look up old Bill, you know. He still looks pretty good. Oh, look, let's deep dive. Oh, apparently he's divorced because he's going to pick up his kids, so I'm going to send him a little private message. You know, that's easy to do. So I feel like you fantasize. She probably fantasized all those years, and she did say she was in love with him all, was trying to replace him all these years, about how it felt. I mean, they were at their peak career-wise, looks-wise. I mean, they were like just in the prime of their life. Maybe they were both trying to reconnect to that, and it's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they'll work on it. I'm sure they're in counseling or whatever. I mean, if those two crazy kids can't make it work, let's hope for all of us. And again, if people cheat on Jennifer Lopez, what the heck? I always say that about Halle Berry. If you cheat on Halle Berry, there's no hope for me. That's for sure. Although a lot of times with guys, once that newness and the beauty wears off, they're not getting what they need. They're not getting that companionship, you know, with a high-driven, beautiful woman, you know.
Yep. But then don't get married.
Yeah. Looks are not everything. I mean,
Right.
you know. All right. And as far as American Idol, Tia does not watch, but did you ever say who would bring you back? Somebody you'd love to see back on TV that would bring you? What if it was Dolly? What if Dolly Parton was the third judge on American
Oh
Idol?
my gosh, I'd watch it in a second.
There we go. There you go, producers. Try to get Dolly. And I think she would be very kind and helpful and nurturing to anybody.
Very nurturing.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea I just had. All right. We got that solved.
Oh.
Weight loss. Do you talk to your doctor? But please don't look for quick fixes, because if it's too good to be true,
It's going to come right back.
it's going to bite you on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
On your little skinny bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a matter of or really in danger, your health's in danger, I think you should try whatever your doctor suggests. Well, you do need a quick fix sometimes if you're running out of time. I have heard that plastic surgeons are saying their body lifts and facelifts have shot way up since Ozempic has started. I don't want to pick on Ozempic, but any weight loss injection, because people are saying, wait a minute, my skin's dragging the floor behind me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A lot to lose then, apparently.
Yeah.
If
And then
their skin's dragging the floor.
As far as sharks go, Dena says, have fun, enjoy life, get in the water, just don't splash around so much. And if you have like an open wound, maybe just get in the swimming pool. No, don't get in the swimming pool. Yuck. Did I just say if you have an open wound, get in the swimming pool? Ignore that advice.
Well, actually, I'll just ignore everything we've said.
Just turn this show off. And Tia says,
Don't get into the ocean.
okay, all right. We hope we've helped.
Because we know we haven't.
Yeah, people are like, I'm never going to get this hour back of my life. Hopefully you're doing something productive while you're listening.
Because obviously we have not been.
We've helped you not one bit. All right. I love you, Tia, more than you know.
Okay.
And we love you guys, and thank you so much for listening. I do want to say real quick, I've gotten a couple of messages about people go to the website to listen, or even to their podcast app, and the new episode's not on there, even though they know it should be out because it's Wednesday, Sunday, 12:01 a.m., so it should be there when you wake up the next morning. It's because you need to refresh your page. You know, cookies will save a website so that you don't have to feed in all the graphics and music and all that. It's saving that last page that you were on, the last image you were on. Just click your little refresh button. On a phone, I think you just kind of slide down, or maybe close out and go back to it. But they will be there Wednesday and Sunday, God willing, without fail. So keep trying if it's not there when you know it should be. All right. I love you again, Tia.
I love you again, too, I guess.
I'm getting on your nerves today. This is the hour Tia can't get back either. All right. All right, guys. We hope to see you on Giggles and Gratitude on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We would love to hear from you.
Leave your questions or comments on our voicemail by visiting our website at denaandtia.com. Your message may be played on the show.
You can find our Instagram and Facebook links there too.
Again, that's denaandtia.com. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.
listening.